This is Barebone broadcaster Norman Woodstock Spalding. This is an adjacent subject, only something I ran into yesterday. And we run into it all the time. The humans are managing, don't have the brains to understand what's going on. And I ran into a employee yesterday, where I live, the apartment management employee. He reminded me this is a management corporation and we handle it for somebody, another business owner. And the owner, we take the assets to them every month. That's our job. Manage this company and give them the assets. All right? Their bills are due on the 1st. They want paid on the 1st. Thing is, I pay my rent a month in advance. You think that management company for this owner pays all the assets to him a month in advance? Is that how their contract started and they've been doing that right along? Paying him the assets a month in advance and collecting and next month paying him a month in advance like I do my rent? More than likely, now I don't know for sure and I wouldn't believe him if he told me, the contract lives that they manage the company on the 1st of the following month, they pay their bills for the previous month, where they've taken everything, because he said, we don't have any money, and we don't have enough money to carry you. When I wanted to pay my rent on the 15th instead of the 1st, only I would pay it up to the 15th on the 1st, and then on the 15th I'd pay a whole month's rent, so I'd be always paying 15 days in advance. Always. Because he'd have the first 15 days, and then on the 15th have the next 15 days, plus 15 days extra, and those bills would be due on the 1st of the following month for management fee. So he'd always be 15 days ahead, and he said no, that his bills were due on the 1st. And then when I compared functioning like the Federal Reserve, he said we're an honest company, and implied basically with that crack that the Federal Reserve wasn't honest. That's about the damnedest, stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Humans trading the Federal Reserve are not honest. The Federal Reserve is vividly honest. It's an international loan. And it is virtually, vividly honest with itself and living. The humans using it refuse that to the system. And their whole lifestyle and tradition and term use and fiscal setup mocks the honest report. It's as bad as Europe and the German mark. Everywhere those Nazis were, they had their money. And everywhere that was going on, they were mocking the use of that money. That currency, that system. Europe mocked it. You think Germany's still responsible for those debts? Europe's still holding Germany responsible for the debts of the Nazi fiscal system, when Europe is the one that run it all into it. Are they? Europe? England? You snaky, slimy island? When I remember European history, it's enough to make your skin crawl. You know what? European history makes me cringe. Especially with the Pope doing this. And you're worried about pedophile being I think they fed you that pedophile so you'd grab something, not remembering how many times they pulled arms and legs off of people. And how the Catholic Church is robbing and robbing and robbing and robbing and robbing, and how in God's name they got any money to pay any of this. Now they want to go through their staff of who betrayed them. You betrayed them. From Peter on. You betrayed him. Peter betrayed him. And to the day you're keeping up with it, denying Christ. Very much. We don't know him. When you call Christ the truth. Let's say the name of Jesus is the truth. And every time you use the word Jesus, you had to use the word truth. And you could never use the word Jesus again by a proclamation of a Jewish monarch. And every time you use the word Jesus, you had to use the word truth. And if I caught you, I wouldn't hurt you. I'd just wash your mouth out publicly with Fell's naphtha soap. As a Jewish monarch, for using the word Jesus that he never used. Mocking the truth. It's a confession, and it doesn't use any names and dates. We don't. Nope. It's got all it needs right around itself right now to take care of that. It doesn't need to go way into hell and breakfast and compare itself to places it will never see or know. No, it don't. Like my grandmother.